Hey guys, how's it going? So for this video I'm just going to show you that little riff that I was playing there and the chords that go with it, just to give you sort of a basic sort of initial feel for that kind of jazz sound. I'm not going to bother with chord names, or I'm not going to get technical. I'm just going to show you how to play that little thing there that I was playing. So like my other videos, it's based just on 3 chords, really simple chords in my opinion. I'll just show you this thing quickly. Just written that down there. That's what the chords are. How to play them. So if you just pause that and have a look, if you get stuck, there you go. And I'll just show you now how you actually shape those with your fingers. So for this first one, it's your middle finger on the 10th, and then with that, what you're trying to do is just mute the next string down, and then with this next finger, ignore that second string, and then on the this one, the next 3 down, you just want to sort of bar those. So again, ignore the bottom one. You want to try and mute that if you can. So, and then for the next chord, it's really straightforward because you keep exactly the same shape as you are doing now. You just drop it all down a string. So you ignore the top one. And that's it. You start there with your middle finger, again on the 10th. Again, the one below that, you want to try and mute. And for the bottom 3 strings, you just want to bar those again. So. That's the first 2 chords. The next chord looks a little bit like this. It's a little bit more complicated, but the easiest way I would sort of describe how to play this, if you know like your B minor for example, play a B minor shape, but with your index finger, just slide that up one. Get that jazzy sound. B minor, slide up. So that's your shape. So that's played with your index finger on the which chord is it here? Sorry, on the 8th, and you want to mute that next one down, and then with your little finger and the one next to it, you want to play those there on the 9th, and then your big finger play that on the 8th. So I'll show you the little diagram again. It's just this one here. So you can see 8, mute, 9, 9, 8, and then just leave the bottom string, you don't need that one. And then all those together sound like this. What I like about this is that all the chords are really close together, so you don't really have to move much at all. So those are the chords. You play that as fast or as slow as you want. And the other thing I like to do when I'm playing those is to, I'm just using a pick there, but just to use my fingers to get a nicer sort of jazzier sound where you sort of pick the bass note and you sort of brush upwards with your index finger. And that's how I do it. And for the next part of the video, I'll just show you the and just that little nice riff that you can play over the top. Hey guys, so for this bit I'm just going to show you the lead bit, and as promised I'm not going to get bogged down with the technical stuff. I'm not going to go into arpeggios and stuff. All I'm going to do is show you sort of 3 basic shapes which you can use just using the bottom 3 strings that you can play with over those chords, and embellish as much as you want to sort of give you that kind of jazzy sound. So the 3 shapes are just like that, so if you want to pause that and have a look at those. But those are the 3, the same as your chords before. You're just going to sort of play those over each chord. So the first one is just with your index finger, just barring the bottom 3 strings on the 10th. And you play that over your first chord, and with your pinky on the 12th, you can just pick that, so you sort of rake in this string, so it's not a strum as such, you're sort of strummingly picking out each note as you go. So you play that over your first one, so that's again just on the 10th there barred, and your pinky just on the E and the B on the 12th there, just picking those out. Your next shape, if you slide it down to the 8th, so the bottom 2 strings, you bar that with your index finger on the 8th, and then your middle finger you just play on the 9th there. And then again with your pinky, you can just pick those notes out there on the 10th. So now the next shape, if you slide it down again 1, this is not barred this time, but you take your index finger and you put that on the 7th there, and then your next finger on the string above on the 8th, and then your next finger on the string above on the 9th. That's your next shape there. So you've got there you go. And for this one, that's what I like to play there. So to do that, you've got to sort of change it a little bit. So what you do is you leave your index finger in place. This is where you're sort of going to rotate everything around your index finger. And your middle finger, you want to just pick that on the 8th there. So 8 to 7, back to the 8 on the string above on the B. And then lastly, you just want to hit that note there and sort of end on that note there on the G on the 9th. So that's the first part of it. And I've just got the looper here, so I'll play the chords in the background and just show you how that sounds over those 3 chords. So that's that. There's one other bit we go into, and I'll sort of just try and describe this to you briefly. It sounds like this. So once you've got that bit down, it sounds like that. I think it's really nice, a really sort of jazzy sound. And to play that, once you've got your 3 chords down over here, it goes with your index finger on the 8th, and you just want to go, using these 3 fingers, go on the 8, ninth, 10th. So if you want to just slide it up, you could do that, I suppose. So 8, 9, 10. And on the string below, which is your D string, I use my little finger, so on the 12th. And then the next part of it is exactly the same shape you're just doing there. Again, you just drop it down a string. So onto the D string this time. Again, pinky ending on the 12th there. So. And to end it, so you've got your little pinky there on the G string. Again on the G string, use your index finger here, and you're sliding that up. Slide it up from the 8th to the 9th. And it's just a nice way to end it. So all together. Just like that. And I'll play that all over the chords again. So that's all there is to it pretty much. If you've got any questions, inbox me and I'll try and get back to you. What I was playing with there was a Roland Cube amp, which is about 100 quid, and it has the built-in looper amp on there, and it comes with a pedal, so you just play your chords and it sort of records that as you're going along, and then you can play your sort of lead over it. I would recommend that to anyone who's sort of trying to learn this kind of music or blues or anything like that, and you just have a lot of fun with it. So I hope this video helped. Enjoy.